This is Humboldt Bay. It's the second largest bay in California, and it's home to hundreds of species of plants and wildlife. The mouth of the Eel River lies just a few miles south of the bay, and together, these estuaries make our north coast one of the most productive marine habitats in the state. But our bay is under attack. An invasive weed called dwarf eelgrass, or Zostra japonica, is spreading through our bay and choking up our mudflats.
What it does is it covers our unvegetated mudflats, which we have really thousands of acres of here in Humboldt Bay, and that open mudflat, while it may not be the most charismatic habitat to a lot of people, provides a lot of food to over 30 species of shorebirds and other water birds that spend the winter months here. So our real primary concern is keeping the mudflats open.
Dwarf eelgrass has already taken over some major estuaries in the Pacific Northwest, like Willapa Bay in Washington. There, it's so bad that removal efforts are totally unfeasible.
So it was about 2002 when it was first discovered in Humboldt Bay, and that was when the scientists and researchers from the bays in Oregon and Washington made a strong recommendation to Fish and Game, Sea Grant, to eradicate this invasive eelgrass to prevent the complete takeover of Humboldt Bay and loss of that important habitat.
A lot of birds feed out here, and it's hard for them to feed through this because the rhizomes are rhizomes down here, little root structures, and it just form a dense mat. So I can just pick this up. You'll see there's rhizomes everywhere. It's difficult for them to feed in there, and we're not sure, but we think it might actually even affect the invertebrates.
In 2003, California Sea Grant teamed up with the Department of Fish and Game, researchers, and students to eliminate the invasive eelgrass in Humboldt Bay.
The effort that we're now pursuing is to smother the eelgrass, putting burlap down directly on top of the dwarf eelgrass and then placing mud, 5–10 centimeters of mud on top of the burlap in an effort to try to smother the dwarf eelgrass and to prevent the seeds from propagating more invasive eelgrass around the bay.
Non-native species are everywhere, like these Himalayan blackberries. They're not always considered a problem, but when the conditions are ideal and no natural limiting factors exist to control them, they can take over entire ecosystems. When that happens, it's up to the most invasive species of all, humans, to do something about it. Reporting for InSight, I'm Shapley.